Absolutely. Yeah, pleasure to be here. And thank you so much for the opportunity. And Debbie, you're absolutely right. A lot of information, misinformation about ionic foot bath detox systems. Just a little bit about myself. I'm Vice President of Business Development. I was a huge skeptic of this technology 10 years ago, and I decided on a whim to let's give it 6 months and see how it goes. And here I am, just celebrated my 10-year anniversary. I absolutely love what I do. We have some incredible technology. And if I may, I'd love to share some of my screen so I can kind of give the viewers a little bit of background on what this technology is all about. So if I would be able to share my screen, that would be fantastic.
Yes, Marie will get that for you, Glenn.
Okay, great. So I'm sorry, go ahead, Debbie.
Oh, no. I just want to make sure that we create that host opportunity for you. Let me do that. All right. Marie, if you can help create.
There we go. I'm good.
Okay. Yep. Sorry, I got a lot of people jumping on, trying to get on Zoom. So we're trying to get them over to Facebook.
There we go.
So when we talk about the IonCleanse by AMD, it is a total body detoxification system. As you can see here, it's literally it's very user-friendly, very easy to do. And I'm going to kind of get in the nuts and bolts of this. I'm going to try and cover it all in that 15-minute time commitment. You know, when most of us think about toxicity, what do we think about? Normally, it's heavy metals. We think about aluminum and arsenic and lead and mercury, uranium. We think toxic heavy metals, which by all means can be very, very problematic for the body. However, the fact is the body is affected by so many more toxicants other than just heavy metals. We're looking at pesticides, and we know glyphosate is very, very problematic. Endotoxins, mycotoxins, the list goes on and on. And you know, it's a fact. We are living in the most toxic environment in Earth's known history. Whether we're ingesting them from our food, our water, we're breathing them, we're absorbing them. The fact is, of all the manufacturing chemicals out there used to make products, only 20% of them have ever been tested for safety. So, you know, there's been a huge paradigm shift over the last 10 years. I've been with AMD, which our company name is a major difference, that what we are finding is once we reduce the toxic load in the body, that really sets the stage for all of the therapies and modalities to really be maximized. So, and what we do know is toxicity can literally affect every system of the body. An example, Debbie, you could have a twin who lives in your same house. You guys eat the same food, exact same exposures, same height, weight. Well, those toxins might affect your endocrine, and for your twin could affect the immune system. And we see this a lot in households where some people are affected, say with mold toxicity, and other people in the house don't seem to be affected. So that's really important for understand, because we are all so unique, and those toxins can really attack our body in totally different ways. You know, the fact is toxicity can be very problematic to one's health, including the immune system. And we all understand, especially right now, how important it is to have a strong immune system. I mean, I spent just 5 minutes on PubMed, and there's article after article that relates to toxicity and its profound effect on the immune system. And I think we all could agree, you know, having a stronger immune system is very important. So I point that out because there are a lot of methods or a lot of ways to detox. You know, some people who have very chronic situations are going to go to chelation, and that's a very invasive, literally it's an IV way to chelate. It's not very easy to use, and it's targeted. So when we go back to those toxins that I showed at the very beginning, how do we best get those out of the body? Is it doing a 7-day cleanse fast? Is it getting in your sauna? I have a sauna. I love it. However, what I'm really going to focus on today is the IonCleanse by AMD, because it's very easy to use. We're not introducing anything into the body, and we are addressing the total toxic load within the body. So with that said, what is the IonCleanse? What do we do? It is literally even though you see an example here, right? It's a foot bath detoxification system, but we are not just detoxing the feet. It is a systemic total body detoxification system. We've been in business for 19 years, and this is a very safe, non-invasive way to detox. And what do I mean by that non-invasive? We are not putting anything at all into the body. And a lot of people, and I'm glad they become aware, it's like, wow, we're kind of mixing electricity and water here. Well, that's why we integrate and implement medical grade safety with our system. And, as I said, we've been here for 19 years. We're headquartered in Denver, Colorado. The IonCleanse is made in the same building I work in on a regular basis, and very proud that we have shipped to over 46 different countries so far. Even though we've been here 19 years, we're still looking at this being the future of detoxification. So when I talk about this, literally what we have here is the IonCleanse Solo system. As you can see, it's connected with a cord. We put the array plate into the water. I would love to show you a video, but I don't have enough time. And what we are doing are creating charged ions in the water. Imagine in that water that we have our feet in is a large ionic field. And what do ions do? Ions attract and neutralize oppositely charged particles. So we're not working on frequency. We're literally either creating negative ions or positive ions, because all toxins either have a positive charge or a negative charge. So literally we're creating that ionic charge in the water, because we all detox on a regular basis every single day. When we do what? When we sweat, through our urine, through our stool. But a lot of times, if we have a high toxic exposure and our bodies can't keep up, our bodies will store those toxins in the fat cells and tissues of our body. Well, if not addressed right now, they could be problematic. But what happens in a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, if we don't get those toxins out of the body? They can be very, very problematic to our overall health. So the whole goal of the IonCleanse is to release or mobilize those toxins that we have stored in the body so we can get them out. We do that in 2 different ways. Part of that is what's released into the foot bath system. The other part we're releasing after the cleanse is over, and I'll kind of touch on that. So this is where everybody is all fascinated. It's the color of the water. We're using regular tap water. The only thing we may need to add is a little bit of salt. That salt just helps the conductivity so we can create ions. Now, if you ran the system with no feet in the water, there's going to be some color change, because those ions, they don't play favorites. They're going to neutralize oppositely charged particles. And when they do that, it's going to neutralize what's in the water itself, the salt, the array plate. But as our body starts to release, the color change will often override what would have naturally occurred even if there are no feet in the water. Give you an example. This was a conference we were at, 2 best friends, 20 minutes into a session. As you can see, totally different results. Our body is going to set the priority of where we release from. It's funny, Debbie, you talk about Dave Asprey's conference. This center picture came directly from that conference. A young man about 24 years old was training to be a pilot, said he just smelled jet fuel the entire time he was up in the air. Well, we saw this, and it started to diminish over time, but he cleansed 3 days in a row. So I show you this just because different people will experience different results. Now, all that being said, I want you to understand there are 2 parts to the detox. One is what we physically release from the body into the foot bath. I'll sit here and I'll talk to a group at a conference, 5 or 6 MDs, and I tell them, yeah, we can and do release toxins from the body into the foot bath. And they're like, come on, Glenn, you expect me to believe we're going to create these ions and these toxins are going to get released and they're going to go through our feet into this water? And I'm like, well, yeah. I said, Doc, let me ask you, can you take medication through a patch and absorb it through the skin? They're like, well, yeah. Can you put deodorant on and absorb that aluminum into your body? They're like, yeah. I said, well, the same way you can absorb into the skin, into the body, you can just the opposite. As a matter of fact, we can release from the skin, and we do that every day when we do what? When we sweat. Well, with the IonCleanse, we're creating that ionic charge in the water that's helping that pull. We're big, imagine that being the big magnet, toxins in our body. We can and do release toxins from the body into the foot bath. But this is where the amazing and the most significant part occurs. We've mobilized, we've freed up those toxins, but now the machine turns off. Well, when we do that, the great thing about the IonCleanse is it helps put people into a relaxed state. When our body is more relaxed, not only we're going from fight or flight into that rest and digest, that's activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Not only does our body become more relaxed, but our organs of detox become more relaxed. Well, you can find this out on research. For example, when we're in stress state, did you know the liver actually contracts? Conversely, when we're relaxed, that liver is relaxed. Same thing applies to kidney, colon. So what do you think works more effectively? A relaxed organ of detox or one under stress? So let's go back, and the machine is turned off, but we still have these freed up toxins. We're going to continue to excrete and eliminate those freed up or mobilized toxins after the cleanse is over. That can continue for the next 24, 48, even 72 hours post cleanse. So very important people understand two parts of the detox. We really want to make sure we drink plenty of water so we can take advantage of that perfect stage to continue that elimination once the cleanse is over. Now, this is what's really important. Part of our patented technology is we create negative ions and positive ions. We know what opposites attract. So when we create negative ions, that's going to help facilitate the release of those positively charged toxins. Those are primarily your heavy metals, your pesticides. But we also have an abundance, we have negatively charged toxins in our body as well. With our patented system, we also create positive ions. Why is that so important? Ammonia, candida are negatively charged. However, we're seeing an abundance of negatively charged toxins really over the last 5 years. Why is that? Glyphosate as an herbicide actually has a different charge than a pesticide. So very important. Endotoxins. We know over 300,000 people a year are getting diagnosed with Lyme disease, which is a tick-borne illness. And when they have that die-off, that releases those endotoxins, and that's when people feel their worst. So the beauty of the IonCleanse, it will switch. You as a user don't have to do anything. It'll create negative ions, then positive ions. Switch back, negative and positive. So this is, if you go back to the different forms of detox, this is addressing, all toxins either have a positive charge or a negatively charged. The nice thing is we are addressing both of them. So we're pretty much addressing the total toxic load within the body. And the nice thing is this is something that you can do in the comfort of your own home. IonCleanse Solo is what most consumers purchase. We have another version, which is more of our practitioner's version, but this is what we believe is the most effective way to cleanse and purify the body. And what I love is we're not introducing anything into the body. We do have a free gift for everybody. It's called our Toxin Awareness Guide. It's an ebook. We're going to kind of take you and give you that rough introduction. Maybe you don't know what a toxicant is, right? What toxins are hiding in your house, in your cosmetics. Very easy to read. It's and give you an example. One of the most toxic product categories we have is cosmetics. They're just not tested for safety. Obviously, cleaning products. This is what this ebook is going to do, is give you some very practical information on ways that you can reduce the toxic load that you're exposed to in your house as well as your food. If you are interested in the ebook, email me, Glenn with 2 N's at amajordifference.com. Our phone number is right there as well. our website, a major difference. But again, you know, one of the things that I run the sales department, never ever any pressure. You guys have questions. We're here to provide information because it's so important in today's world that we really address that overall toxic load in the body. Again, can be very, very problematic. So I've covered a lot of information here, but I'll leave that up. And so hopefully, yeah.
What we're going to do, Glenn, is we are streaming to our community group. But like I said, we have a large public awareness group, and we have our email audience. And so we're going to make sure that they get your information. Thank you for the free gift. We'll make sure that they get that. We are so appreciative. That is our goal, is to bring awareness like what you're doing every day, so that people know that it's not just a workout, it's just not a diet. There's so many other components to health and wellness. So thank you. We have our next speaker waiting in the waiting room. So I am going to say goodbye, but we will make sure that we get all of your information out. And thank you. I can't wait to get mine. So thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
Have a great day.
Too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was good. Really good.